dreams come true. There's no limit to what we can do. Turning no's to yes, leaving doubt behind, releasing the stress. We were born to shine. Welcome to season 3 of the Sade Champagne Show, where we dream, where we live the impossible. GrindHard Radio. Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Tune in at 323-693-3043. Join me with my cast: Veronica Esquivel-Winters, Christina Renee, Ayakunle Falama, Rick and Melissa Wood, Michelle Morgan, and Ebony and Erica from Tulala One on YouTube. We have celebrity guests, music, entertainment, spirituality, sports, fitness, health, wellness, beauty, hot topics, education, entrepreneurship, and more. Yeah. Season 3 of the Sade Champagne Show, GrindHard Radio. Good evening, everyone. That was Kiara Sheard with Floss. Welcome to the Season 3, Episode 37 of the Sade Champagne Show on GrindHard Radio. Last week was our Season 3 premiere. Every episode is available on iTunes. Search the Sade Champagne Show, and you can download them for free. Also, my Sade Champagne YouTube channel is another place where you can listen to the show afterwards. Thanks to everyone for tuning in all around the globe. All episodes of my radio show are available at blogtalkradio.com/grindhard_radio. I've also posted the direct link to this episode on my Twitter and Facebook pages, so you can tune in at any time. Thank you to Travis Miller for creating and producing my show's theme song, and to Scott Swish for mixing it. Thanks to Kata Mafiaso for helping me to create my new radio drop. If this is your first time listening, I'm a professional musical artist, performer, inspirational speaker, and entrepreneur. I have created, directed, and executive produced almost 300 charitable and inspirational events, including my popular Power Dream Tour. I love mentoring, coaching, authentically being myself, and using my platform to encourage, empower, and bring out the gold in others. Tonight is a 2-part show. First up, we have a special guest interview with Stikks for my Who Wrote That segment, where I feature some of my favorite authors. She is a professional model, actress, host, motivational speaker, and now published author of the book, This Can Help Someone, Real Help for Real People. She has landed print and commercial jobs for major companies such as Nike, Adidas, Fila, Samsung, Google, and many more. She continues to make her mark in Hollywood while working alongside people like Kevin Hart, Zac Efron, Kelly Rowland, Jessie J, Calvin Harris, and the Childish Gambino, among many others. Her most recent work includes filming with 3-time Grammy Award winner Neo and filming a basketball commercial for the NBA All-Star Weekend. This episode is also our World of Dance special. I attended the Stellar event in Los Angeles at the beginning of this month and got exclusive celebrity interviews with RENGI, Pink Lemonade, Young Sir, Chris KERR, and top 5 finalists from So You Think You Can Dance, The Next Generation, TAHANI Anderson. Castmate Christina Renee brought a brand new What's Going On segment, and our reoccurring guest, JIT Chronicles, will also be on our panel for this segment. We have a new Say What segment where I feature clips from my favorite inspirational speakers' messages. As you all know, I have partnered with Friday Night Live, the Ventura County chapter. This is a phenomenal youth program that helps kids who have been bullied. It helps kids to live a sober and clean life. And so I have been leading a self-esteem and bullying prevention workshop at middle schools for the middle school and high school students around Ventura County. And so that has been a blast, and it's been amazing getting to know these students. And I also have other amazing performances and speaking engagements that are open to the public coming up this month and the months to come. Me and my artists are always booking new shows and performances. We love traveling, and if you're looking to bring me, Power of a Dream Tour, or any of our award-winning, critically acclaimed artists, mentors, or speakers to your city or event, please email me at SadeChampagneMusic@gmail.com. That's SadeChampagneMusic@gmail.com for more details. Check out my Facebook page, Sade Champagne, to see my full schedule. Just look under events. Lastly, thank you to everyone who's been watching, sharing, and subscribing to all my new videos. I'm constantly writing new pieces and creating new songs, and I'm going back into the recording studio soon with my music producers, The Quakes. To find out more about my musical journey and how you can be involved, check out GoFundMe.com/SadeChampagneMusic. That's GoFundMe.com/SadeChampagneMusic. I'm live tweeting and posting on Facebook all show long, and I want to know your thoughts. Tweet me at Sade Champagne, Facebook me at Sade Champagne, Instagram, I am Sade Champagne, hashtag Sade Champagne Show or GHR to join in the conversation. Shout out to everyone who's already been tweeting me, you Facebook me, Instagram, YouTube, email. Your support is incredible, and I am forever grateful unto you.
You're listening to Season 3 of the Sade Champagne Show on GrindHard Radio. Our celebrity guest, Stikks, is on the line. She is a professional model, actress, host, motivational speaker, and now published author of the book, This Can Help Someone, Real Help for Real People. She has landed print and commercial jobs for major companies such as Nike, Adidas, Fila, Samsung, Google, and many more. She continues to make her mark in Hollywood while working alongside Kevin Hart, Zac Efron, Kelly Rowland, Jessie J, Calvin Harris, and the Childish Gambino, among many others. Her most recent work includes filming with 3-time Grammy Award winner Ne-Yo and filming a basketball commercial for the NBA All-Star Weekend. She had the privilege of working with the NBA Hall of Famer and defensive legend Dennis Rodman, the Worm. While Stikks has proven to be quite the professional in front of the camera, her expertise and skills do not stop there. Stikks received her bachelor's degree in speech communications with a concentration in public speaking and social influence. In 2008, she received a certification in motivational speaking through Monster's Making It Count program, which was one of the largest speaking organizations in the U.S. Stikks has traveled to multiple states, motivating and educating high school students about making high school count. Hi, Stikks. Welcome to the Sade Champagne Show. How are you?
Hello. I am so awesome.
Wonderful. We are so glad to have you as a celebrity guest on Season 3.
Yes, girl, thank you for having me. I am so happy to be able to share with everyone. I have a lot of great things to talk about.
Definitely. And so to our listeners, somehow I got connected with Stikks on Instagram, and we're going to get more into her Instagram and everything, and she just posts the most incredible things, and I've gotten involved with her monthly challenges, and that we just both love to support each other through Instagram, and she's all about uplifting people and especially women, and I'm the same way as well. So I'm excited for you all to get to know even more about this wonderful woman. So for those who are just getting to know you, please let everyone know how you got your start in the entertainment and modeling industry. Thanks.
Well, I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and after I graduated college, I actually had a son. So I had a son, and I was teaching, doing some high school teaching in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and you know, my son was 1 year old, and I felt myself getting comfortable, and I'm like, is this what I'm really supposed to do? Like, is this it? Is this, I just, have a child? I was a single mother at the time, and I'm like, and now I'm teaching, and I'm like, is this it for me? And I just had this moment of, no, it's not. I started to remember all of the dreams I had as a little girl. One specifically was being a model. It was like this childhood dream I had, and I'm like, I can still do that. Like, can I still do that? Like, I had to have this conversation with myself, like, you can still do that. So I tried to pursue modeling in Pittsburgh. There's only 2 agencies there, very small outlet there for modeling. So I'm like, I have to move. But I have a child. How is that going to work? So I just took a leap of faith. I literally just stepped out on faith. I sold everything I had and got on an airplane with my son I did, and he was only 1 year old. He is about to be 8 now, and I just came, and I got a roommate, and I just, me and my son had our room, and I just start pursuing modeling, and here I am 6 years later, and I've been on the cover of magazines. I've done runway. I've done a lot of sports modeling, and even my son. I got my son an agent. He's done commercials. I'm like, I was just able to create this whole life because I said, you know what, I'm going to just I'm going to step out on faith, and I'm going to just go, and I went.
Wow. And so when did you decide to make this your life, and were your family and friends supportive of your decision?
It's so crazy because when you start to think about your dreams, you're so excited about it, and you share that with the people that you love the most, and you think that, of course, these people are going to see what I see in me. They're going to see it too. And if you get caught up in focusing on making sure that other people see what you see in yourself, you're going to miss it. You can't wait for that validation. I mean, I had one of my closest friends. I mean, she was like a sister to me, and I remember her telling me when I was telling her that I wanted to pursue modeling, she said, but in L.A., there's so many beautiful women, and, I mean, you're pretty, but you're like regular pretty. I remember, I never forget my best friend telling me I was regular pretty.
Wow.
I can't make this stuff up.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
So it was really discouraging because I'm like, what's regular pretty? I guess she felt like my look wasn't distinctive enough. But I didn't let that stop me. I'm like, no, I know I can do it. And I press forward. And it's so funny because sometimes strangers will see the potential in you before people that are close to you see the potential in you. Usually you'll have fans of strangers before you have fans of family. And that's just how it goes.
Wow. And so you're actually leading into my next question. Have you always been a leader and confident in yourself?
I would say that God really put this in me to be who I am. I mean, as far as me being a leader, I believe that we're just all called to a very specific purpose, and in my purpose, it calls me to lead in a very big way, and that's just a part of my calling. So just growing up, I mean, I have a background in basketball, so I was always, I was an MVP, I was a captain, so I always had this leadership role just growing up in sports. And when I went to college, it manifested in me speaking. I remember joining debate teams and things like that, and that's when I really start walking in my purpose. Like, whoa, like I love to speak. So not only am I, a leader, but like I have something, to say, and that's really I found my purpose in college as far as speaking. And I remember when I switched my major from undecided, the famous undecided, to public speaking and social influence. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so why do you believe, because you talk about this a lot on your Instagram, which we're going to get into very soon, why are self-image and confidence so important?
When you're dealing with self-image and self-confidence, it's so important. It's so important. Understand your value, because whether you believe it or not, there is something that you are supposed to be sharing with the world. And it may not even reach the nations, but there's people in your world. There's neighbors, there's coworkers, there's friends and family. There's people within your world that are supposed to benefit from the things that you have inside of you to offer. But if you don't believe that you're worth anything, then you're never going to offer those things to anyone else. And that's sad, because you're meant to impact other people's lives. But if you don't believe that, then other people are missing out on their blessing because you don't believe you are who you are.
Wow. That's powerful. Yeah. Guys, she is giving us a lot of quote-worthy things, and I will be quoting her on my Instagram and Twitter and Facebook because these are some really amazing nuggets that she's sharing. She's such a powerful speaker. And so tell us about a time when you wanted to quit, and how did you overcome that moment?
Wow, this was just like yesterday. I mean, can I just be transparent? I want to quit at least once a month. As a woman, I'm going to be so transparent. As a woman, my emotions are so all over the place. So there's something that goes on very special with women once a month. And when that happens with me, I want to quit life. Like, everything once a month seems crazy in my life. I'm like, I can't do this. This is overwhelming. I don't want to do it anymore. And then I have to start speaking to myself like, wait a second. You've been here before. And this is the thing. To keep going, you always have to look back at where you were, because you can remember those times like, wait a second, I remember when I wanted to move to LA, but I was scared, and I remember I didn't want to do that, but I came, and wow, look what came of that. And wait a second, I remember when I wanted to quit modeling because I wasn't booking nothing, but wait, I stuck with it, and look what came of that. And wait, I remember when I wanted to quit writing my book because it was so hard and I didn't know what I was doing, but I kept going, and look what came of that. So I remember, so when I get to those moments once a month, when I want to quit at life, I just remember, those moments like, wait a second, Stikks, remember you wanted to quit here, but you didn't, and look, you got past it, and look how many people that was able to be impacted because you did not quit. So just looking back at the things that I didn't quit at keeps me going like, nope, you got this.
That's really important. And with you being a model, and I have a lot of other friends who are professional models in the industry, like Sports Illustrated model Hunter McGrady, and she helps to promote women being comfortable in their skin no matter what their body shape is. And so how do you stay confident while working in industries that have been known to tear people down?
That's tough. That's tough. It's never an easy thing. When you're in this industry and you're in the industry of modeling and you go to an audition and you're looking at 50 other people that either look like you or look better than you in your own opinion, it's tough. It is really tough. And what keeps me confident and what keeps me just self-assured is that I know for me that what God has for me is for me. And it's bigger than my looks. It's bigger than my credentials. It's bigger than who my agent is. It's so much bigger. I'm like, wait a second. Like, if this is supposed to be for me, then I don't got to look to my sister to the right and be jealous of her. I don't got to look to my sister to the left and be jealous of her. I can just be in that room and converse and be happy and be, just a joy to be around. I'm not trying to. I'm not competing. I'm not competing with you, because if this is for me, then can nobody in this room take that from me. Nobody. So that's what keeps me confident. That's what keeps me self-assured, is that there's no such thing as a missed opportunity. If this is mine, then it's mine. And I'm just going to do everything that I'm supposed to do on my end. I showed up. That's half the battle right there. I'm here. I showed up. So if this is mine, I'm not leaving without it.
Right. Wow. Amazing. And so now tell us about your book, This Can Help Someone, Real Help for Real People, and where everyone can purchase it.
So my book came out recently. It's on Amazon.com. If you just look up This Can Help Someone, it'll pop up. I know I get a lot of messages saying, Stikks, I can't find your book, and then they show me what they typed in, and they typed in this could help someone, and that's why you didn't find it. It's this can. It can help someone. So that's probably why you didn't find it. So, yeah, it's definitely on Amazon, and what I love about this book, it's a 30-day devotional, and it's like, I'm talking a page a day. I mean, in reality, people aren't finishing books. They'll start a book, but they're not finishing books. Most of the books, about 80% of the books on your bookshelf, you did not finish. So a lot of people are starting books and they're not finishing books, and I really wanted to put a book out there that someone could finish. And I'm like, if you just take 3 minutes a day to pour into yourself, to get empowered, to get a good foundation to start your day, like this could turn around your whole month. You can have a month like you've never had if you just take 3 minutes a day for 30 days to get some words of encouragement, to get some solid advice on how to handle life, just the worries that we have every day, the things that we don't even think about that we worry about, because we don't have to think the worry. It just happens, you know. But if we're going to be just very aware of these obstacles that we face every single day and say, wait a second, I don't have to face it like this, you know. So I'm giving really practical advice with things that we deal with every day, and if my readers will just take 3 to 5 minutes a day to get this advice, I know it will change. I know it will help them. And I even included a picture. I know a lot of people are very visual, and me being a model, I was like, you know what, I want to combine kind of like my modeling with my book. So I actually have a photo to represent everything that I'm talking about. So it's really cool.
That's really intricate, and that's really unique. I think that's a great idea that you're able to combine both, you know, of your passions, or multiple of your passions, we should say.
Absolutely.
So let's also talk about your This Can Help Someone Instagram page, which I love so much, and also your monthly video challenges you create for you and your followers.
Girl, let me tell you about Instagram, because this is what I'm not about. I'm not about being popular. I'm not about being popular, but I am about creating leaders. I'm not about being popular, but I'm about helping people. And in that, so on my I have 2 Instagrams. So on my Stikks _model Instagram, I do This Can Help Someone videos. I'm like, this can help someone, and I'm telling people, giving people advice about their life. And after a while, I just realized, like, I am not the only one that can help someone. I know other people have, you know, there's things that they've been through, and they have their life experiences, and I would really like to pull that out of them. And I'm not talking about people who are speakers. I'm talking about regular people who, you know, that teacher or that post office worker or that salesperson. Like, I'm talking regular, just normal people who might have something to say to help someone else, right? So I created the This Can Help Someone Instagram. That's at This Can Help Someone. And I said, you know what, I'm going to give this platform to anyone who has something to say that can help someone. And it's not just going to be coming from me. So right now, I mean, there's over 5,000 people on that Instagram posting videos saying, hey, Stikks, this can help someone. And every month we have a theme. Right now we're in April, and April's theme is success. And I'm like, the nuggets that people are giving on success, it helps me. It helps me. I'm like, if it's helping me, I know it's helping other people. And I get so many messages. I get so many inboxes of people saying, Stikks, thank you for creating this platform for me to speak. I know sometimes, you know, I have something on my heart to say, but I really don't do that. I'm not a speaker, but now you created this platform where I feel comfortable to say, you know, what has been on my heart. So I'm just really grateful to be able to create other leaders and be able to give people that space to express themselves. And it's helping people.
Definitely. I really enjoyed it. I participated in your, I want to say it was December challenge about money, and that was super fun for me because that is one of my favorite topics to be able to talk about, because I do believe in our world system, people have such a skewed perception of money, you know what I mean, and they value money more than people as opposed to valuing people more and realizing that money is a tool, you know, and people are to be loved, not the other way around. And so that was super fun. And I'm looking forward to participating in this month. Yeah, I'm looking forward to participating in this month's challenge on success. So I'm going to be sending you my video this week, challenging myself so I can get it done this week.
Awesome. And you know we love to hear your voice. I came across, girl, I did not know you can blow like that. I came across one of your videos. I was like, this girl can sing. I mean, and not only, wait a second, I need to say this because not only can you sing, but you are a performer. Like, I heard people who can sing, but when you sing, it's like you got your whole swag and vibe, and I'm just connected. I'm like, I felt like I was right there with you. So I was like, whoa, like, she is talented. Like, you are a performer. I love it. You are so talented.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Stikks. I appreciate that. And I feel like it goes into what you talk about a lot, like, you know, the more comfortable you are with who God has created you to be, the more that, the more confident you are in your own identity, be expressed and manifested in your giftings, in your talent, in our dreams. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I've always had a great voice, you know, but over time, when I actually began to be more confident and secure in who I was and stop allowing other people to dictate who I was and stop living from such fear that, you know, God has been healing me from, I'm just able to be free. And people are noticing that, you know, and they feel it as well. And so I'm thankful to be able to share that. And I'm thankful that that's something you share as well through your life and your social media.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so, you are owning it. Like 3 steps in a circle, owning it.
Thank you so much, sis. All right, and so with you being such a powerful motivational speaker, what do you enjoy speaking on the most?
I love to talk to people about their dreams. And with dreams, I can't talk about their dreams without talking about their purpose. And I can't talk about their purpose without talking about their faith, because it's all tied together. So when I'm speaking, I want people to remember those things that was in their heart when they were a child, because it wasn't there for no reason. Like, I didn't want to be a model for no reason. And I have this quote, I say, modeling is what I do. Speaking is who I am, because modeling gave me a platform. It opened up doors for me to say, hey, I'm here, and now that I have your attention, listen to this, right? So I don't want people to forget about those dreams that they had as a child, because there's purpose in those dreams. You didn't get that from nowhere. You didn't just think of these things yourself, but you know, God put those desires in you for a very specific reason. But then somewhere around, you know, middle school is very blurry for me. Somewhere around middle school, you start having those identity issues. By the time you get into high school, I mean, it's just like, what dreams? What are those? You know, and then you get to college, and it's like, what's going to make money? You know, so I try to take them back to, do you remember when you didn't really know anything about money, you didn't know anything about fame, you didn't know anything about, you know, these things that we stress about? But do you remember when you just wanted to do something? What was that? And why have you never pursued that? And then I want to talk about your purpose, because if you're doing something, like whatever you're doing right now, if it has nothing to do with helping others, if what you're doing does not benefit anybody else but you, then you're not in your purpose. That's not your purpose, because when you're walking in your purpose, it's going to be helping people when you're walking in your purpose. So I like to talk to people about their dreams and their purpose, and then tie it into faith, because a lot of people, they can't do that thing that they were created to do, because they're not believing that they have what it takes. They're not believing that God's going to provide. It's like, well, how am I going to move to L.A. with a son, and I don't even know anybody? I don't even have a job. I don't have a car. My savings isn't that much. How am I going to do this? But when you walk in your purpose, then you're going to start to gather the things that God already has laid out before you. He's not trying to figure out a way for you. The way is already figured out. All you have to do is take that step of faith, that leap of faith, and it's one big leap of faith, and then it's steps of faith. You take the leap. That first leap is going to be a big leap of faith, but then every day you're taking another step of faith, and you're stepping in faith, and you're stepping in faith, never worried about how is God going to provide, because this is what you were purposed for. This is what you were created to do. So just walk in your purpose and gather all the great things He has for you as you go.
Wow. I am so greatly encouraged by this time that we are spending together, and I know that our listeners are being encouraged too. Oh, my goodness. I'm very, very encouraged and inspired by this. And so with everything that you have learned and been through over the years, what romantic advice would you give to women and young girls?
Oh, I love this topic, because I love this topic so much because of my own testimony. And I remember people telling me that you can't have everything you want. I remember my girlfriends telling me, Stikks, come on. I mean, there's going to be compromise, you know, because I had a list. I had my list. And I said, this is what I'm looking for. And I had my list, and when I would share my list, it was so detailed that my friends thought I was crazy. Like, Stikks, you're not going to get everything on your list, right? And I remember telling one of my best friends, she lives in Texas right now, and we went to high school together, so we 15 years in this relationship. She's my best friend. And I remember her telling me that I can't have everything on my list. And I remember telling her, yes, I can. And I believed it. I believed it with all of my heart that I can have everything I want on my list. So once I knew and once I decided, and I had to stop playing with God because people would come and be in my space, and they did not meet everything on my list, and I knew, like, I would know immediately, like, this is not my husband. That's how I talk. This is not my husband. You know, yes, this is someone I can have fun with. This is someone who is nice to my son. This is someone who is a good, you know, he has a good heart, and it's not about any of that. It's like, this is not my husband. Do I really want to spend time with someone else's husband? At the end of the day, if I know this isn't my husband, this is somebody else's husband. And do I want to waste my time with somebody else's husband? And I spent years wasting my time with other women's husbands. And I know that sounds super ratchet, but that's, you get what I'm saying? Like, they weren't for me.
Yes,
and
I do.
Eventually they're going to be for somebody else, right? I'm like not just like crazy adulterer lady, but it's like, you're not my husband. So once I realized, I said, you know what? I'm done settling. And it's different for different women, but especially let me talk to any single mothers for a second, because a lot of times we have this idea that we have to find someone because we want our child to have a father. So we're like, we have to find someone because we don't want our child to grow up without a father. We want them to feel that home, you know, that two-parent home. We desire that for our children. But I came to a point in my life where I said, I am fine raising my son by myself. I can do it. God has equipped me. I have everything that I need, and he will have everything that he needs in Christ, and I don't have to. You know what? I'm done. I'm done searching for this two-parent home, and I said I'm done. And I remember talking to God and telling I bought this ring to kind of symbolize that, God, it's just me and you, and I'm done with these guys. And that same month, that was January 2015. So January 2015, that's when I told God, I am so done. You know, and I'm not into New Year's resolutions, but I was like, this, if you want to call it that, maybe it's a New Year's resolution. I'm done with guys. And that, by the end of that month, I got a message from this guy who we were just Facebook friends for years. He lived in L.A., never met him. And he sent me a message, and next thing you know, we got coffee, and fast forward 6 months later, he proposed. 8 months later, we got married. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. He is amazing. I knew that I knew he was my husband after our third date. It was so specific to what I talked to God about. When I told God, I want this, I want that, I was very specific. I remember I told God, I said, I don't want to be with anyone who wants to have sex before marriage. I don't want that. And this was the first time that in our first conversation on the phone, and he was very intentional about his questions, my husband. He was very intentional. And I remember him telling me, he said, I know you're a Christian. I've seen you on social media. He was like, but I just want to let you know that I don't want to have sex before marriage. And more importantly, I don't want to kiss. I don't want to kiss you, before the altar. And he was and I've never heard anything like this before. I've never had a guy say these things to me. And he was so specific about the things he was looking for and everything on my list. I was like, God, oh my gosh, this is him. Like, this is him, but I couldn't. Of course, I wanted to be the woman and allow him to pursue me and things like that. But it's so funny that I knew so quickly, but I was very patient, allow him to pursue me. And like I said, 6 months later, we were engaged. 8 months later, we were married. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. So if I can give one piece of advice to all the single ladies out there, right? If I could give one piece of advice, it would be to God about your list. What's on your list can have it. You will get what you believe you can have. If you believe you can only get 2 out of 10 things on that list, then you'll get 2 out of 10 things on the list. If you believe that you can get everything on your list like I did, you will get everything on your list like I did. And when people, and it's good to have your list, because when guys come up to you and they're already not hitting the mark on your list, you're like, oh, this ain't it. Because you already had that conversation with God. You already had that conversation with God. You don't got to ask him, like, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? You don't got to hit him with all the questions, because he will show himself. He will show you who he is by the way he talks, by the way he text messages you. He will show you. You will know, like, this is not what I talked about to God. Nope, this ain't it. And keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Wow, that is such a beautiful and incredible story. And I think it's powerful that you're sharing with women and girls, too, to keep their expectations high and to understand that we will attract what we reflect and what we believe about ourselves. And so because of the fact that you believe that you were worthy and deserving of that type of man, of that type of relationship, I believe that that's what you attracted in your life. And that is phenomenal, and I love that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, absolutely.
So
I hope that helps somebody.
Oh, I know it will, definitely, for sure. And so as we're wrapping up our time together, I like for so long a chance to chat with you this weekend. Tell us about your current projects and what you have coming up.
Oh, so coming up, I got this vision to bring Christians in an entertainment industry together. So we're having a Christians in Entertainment networking mixer coming up. I'm very excited about it. This is my first event that I'm throwing in Los Angeles. Wow. And I have gotten such a great response. I mean, from actors and directors and casting agents. I have some really cool people coming through to just come together and say, hey, you know what, I'm a Christian, I'm in this Hollywood industry, and I don't want to compromise. I'm like, wow, you know, to know that you're not the only one. Like, I'm not the only Christian in Hollywood. And it's like, let's get together and let's meet each other. Let's network with each other. Let's figure out how we can help each other in this industry. So that's what I'm working on right now, bringing Christians in entertainment together to know each other, to help each other, to empower and encourage each other to not compromise for the sake of success.
Wow, that's huge. I'm definitely going to be in the building, and so I encourage everyone to check it out. Yay. And let everyone know the link. Let everyone know the link where they can register and get tickets for it.
Yeah, if you go to my website, thiscanhelpsomeone.com/events, you'll see the flyer. You can click on it, register. You know what? Anyone who's listening, if you use the promo code GrindHard, I can throw you in a little Stikks discount for you.
Yay. Awesome. And then you also have a commercial that's coming out soon, so share with us about that too.
Oh, the commercial, I did a commercial, and it's so funny about that because I had so much favor on set. You know, it's like a lot of people were it was just that whole situation was crazy. God gave me so much favor on the set of that commercial. Anyone in the entertainment industry knows how tense and how just stressful being on set can be, and I had so much favor with the directors and everyone that was there. They just loved me, and it was amazing to work with everyone. And the commercial is Dick's Sporting Goods, and it's actually airing now. Everyone, I mean, my mom has been watching the March Madness. She doesn't even watch basketball, but because it's been shown on ESPN, she's like watching all the games, and like everyone has been seeing it. They're in my, is this shoe Stikks? I know this is. I mean, it's all the love that people are showing me after seeing me on this commercial has been so amazing. I'm like, I have so many supporters. It's just like, this is you. Girl, I had high school guys hitting me up trying to see if it's still my phone number. I'm like, yes, it's still my number. People come out the woodwork when they see you on TV. You're like,
yes, and you're like, I told y'all I was going to be doing these things. I told everybody.
I did.
I was
Thank you. I announced this so many times, and they're like, is this you? I'm like, you know that's me. You follow me on Instagram. I posted about this. You know that's me.
Exactly. Well, congratulations on that and everything that you have coming up. And as lastly, let everyone know where they can follow you and stay updated with your career, how they can book you for speaking engagements or mentoring, hosting, book signings, all that good stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. Everything you just listed, I am definitely available for. There's no group too big or no group too small. I just love to speak and help people. If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it would be through my website at thiscanhelpsomeone.com. I rarely see a lot of my DM messages, so that's not the best way. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me at Stikks_model, or you can follow me at This Can Help Someone, all one word, This Can Help Someone. And that you can reach me there, or on Facebook at This Can Help Someone as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Stikks, and I look forward to staying connected with you and supporting everything that you have coming up. And you're such an amazing, phenomenal woman, and your beauty shines from deep within, and you just radiate love and hope and courage. And so we on the Sade Champagne Show thank you, and we honor who you are.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been it's been a pleasure just being here, speaking with you and to everyone, and thank you so much for having me.
Time for a song break. This is one of my favorite songs I've been playing on repeat. Alessia Cara with Scars to Your Beautiful. You're listening to the Sade Champagne Show on GrindHard Radio. Are you looking for a dynamic musical artist, performer, host, or inspirational speaker for your next event? What about a mentor, vocal instructor, or workshop leader for your school, company, or seminar? Contact Sade Champagne for countless professional services that are sure to fit your particular need. She is an in-demand, award-winning, and critically acclaimed musical artist, performer, inspirational speaker, and entrepreneur who is invited all around the world. She is known for having a powerful voice, turning ideas into action, creating, directing, and executive producing popular charitable and inspirational events, and bringing out the gold in others. Her services are for all ages, backgrounds, and environments. Contact Sade Champagne at SadeChampagneMusic@gmail.com. That's SadeChampagneMusic@gmail.com to book her for your next event or project.
Beautiful people. See, this is why I don't sing on the show. Hey, guys, this is Christina Renee from the What's Going On segment on the Sade Champagne Show, and you're listening to GrindHard Radio.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to Season 3, Episode 37 of the Sade Champagne Show on GrindHard Radio. Our next segment of the night is What's Going On with Christina Renee. This is where the castmates and I discuss hot topics. We have a special guest who should be on the line in just any second now, but we'll get going and introduce Christina. She is the one who hosts this segment. She's a multi-threat artist, host, producer, model, and designer, and mommy, soon to be mommy again, and a designer, Christina Renee. And we have, I think our guest is about to, he's in the studio right now. Awesome. And we have, this is where, guys, it's a live show, so it's anything awesome can happen. And we also have our special guest who just got in right now, JIT Chronicles, who is the only original member of GrindHard Radio Network. How are you guys doing tonight?
Blessed. Glad to be here.
Yay. How you doing, Christina?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good today. Today's been a blessed
I know that's right.
well,
How you doing, Christina?
Well, it looks like everyone's having a blessed day today, so I'm happy for that for you, JIT, and Sade. So
awesome.
Amen.
So for everyone to know, Christina's not going to be with us for many more episodes this season unless something really juicy happens. Because she's getting ready to. She's already, I think, in almost the third trimester for her brand new baby girl that's coming, and so
I'm actually 8 months. I will be 8 months next. Actually,
oh my God,
in 4 days. Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Wow. So she's not going to be with us this season unless something really, really, really juicy happens, and we're and it's going to be because she's got a lot on her hands right now, but she's superwoman. So, Christina, let's go into your first topic for us tonight.
Well, I know that last week was a little bit serious, and I have to continue with actually one interesting topic that's actually serious, and then we'll hopefully go into JIT's topic, and then we'll wrap it up with my funny topic that I had picked. But the first topic is a little bit more serious, and it's actually kind of quite interesting. Technology has been such a big thing these days, and now with all the technology going on, it's easier for police to solve murder mysteries because, there was the one example of the Amazon Echo. When you request the Echo to look something up on Amazon, it actually kind of keeps a record of what you say to it or what's being said, and they were able to solve a murder mystery from that device by taking its records. And the one particular case that I want to talk about tonight, it actually happened back in December 2015. 15, 2 days before Christmas, but they actually solved a murder mystery by the wife's Fitbit. So this is kind of like a interesting story. So back about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, it was 2 days before Christmas. The husband, Mr. DeBate, his name is Richard DeBate, was putting his 2 kids on the school bus in the morning. His wife kind of worked from home, so, you know, he went off to work, put the 2 kids on the bus. His wife was at home, decided that she wanted to go to the local YMCA and work out for a couple hours. She put her Fitbit on. She went to go work out, and then she came home to what was her demise, unfortunately. Mr. DeBate told the police what had happened that day was he went to work after he put the kids on the bus, and he realized he forgot his laptop at home. So therefore, he turned back around, and he went home, and he said he went upstairs to get his laptop, and he heard a man's voice and was attacked by an intruder. And the intruder tied him up, and then he heard his wife coming in downstairs, returning from her trip to the YMCA, and he yelled at his wife to run. There's an intruder in the house, and so I guess that she ran. And the intruder supposedly shot and killed his wife and then returned back upstairs and tried to torture this man, but the man ended up fighting him off, and then the intruder ran off. And that was the story that he told the police. Well, you know, with any investigation nowadays, the police collect everything that's technologically advanced in the home, such as cell phones, laptops, computers, Fitbits, obviously. Anything that can track anything goes to the police, anything. So the police collected all that, and they took it in, and they actually went through sort of like a timeline. So they checked his laptop and saw that he was online. They checked her laptop and saw that at some point she was online. And I actually have a breakdown of the timeline. So at 9 a.m. that morning, it said that Mr. DeBate, when he returned home, remember, he forgot his laptop, supposedly. He returned home. He logged on his laptop around 9:01 a.m. from an IP address that was assigned to the house's internet. At 9:04, Mr. DeBate sent his supervisor an email saying that an alarm had went off in his house, and he's got to go back to check on it. Remind you that he's already at home, and it's been proven at the 901 IP address sign-on. So why is he emailing his boss saying he has to return home because there's been alarm going off and he's already at home? So then the police looked at Connie's Fitbit, which registered movement around 9:23 a.m., and that was the same time that the garage door opened. This couple, this family, had a really upscale technological home where the alarm system was set up when doors opened, closed, or anything. And that was at 9:23. She came in the kitchen door, returning home. It said then Connie was active on Facebook from 9:40 to 9:46, posting videos on her page from her iPhone, which she was also utilizing the IP address, which was assigned to their house internet. While she was at home, her Fitbit recorded a distance of 1,217 feet between 9:18 a.m. and 10:05 a.m., and that's when the movement had stopped. So the police are saying if Richard DeBate's claims were true, it would only take 125 feet for his wife to run from the garage door, maybe down into the basement during a scuffle before she shot. And she had a total movement of 1,217 feet. So nothing that her husband was adding up. So luckily, because of the timeline and technology helping out in this case, her husband was arrested for murder. And I'm so sorry for their 2 children, because, you know, anything like that happening in a family has to be devastating. But I am so glad for technology, because now the real perpetrator is in jail.
Absolutely.
So that was my topic I wanted to bring up, and us talk about how far technology has come as far as solving like craziness like this. Is crazy.
Oh my goodness!
You gotta be careful having all this technology nowadays, because you will get caught.
You honestly do. You honestly do. those cell phones just your cell phone alone tells almost everything. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like this. I will say this. I feel like it's a lot of more cases that we don't even know about that's been solved by technology. And one thing I always tell folks about technology, you can use it for good, you can use it for bad, and as much bad people use it for, it's good to hear something like that. Like, wow, that solved a murder case. So that's something big. And, I wouldn't be surprised if there's products out there just designed for stuff like that. So as much as folks use technology for bad, it's good to hear something good coming out of it.
Yes, yes.
It's definitely good.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Like that, you just think that you can just tell any story and he's going to get away with it. Like, come on. Like, everybody's going to think like there has to be another person that's involved. There has to be, you understand? Like, they're not just going to believe certain stuff. And it makes it even crazier that he would come up with that whole story. Not only, take his wife's life, but then come up with a story as well. But that's why I think it's good. If people are if they're already following what we do anyways on our phones, even though they try to say that they don't, but we know that they do.
Right.
It's like use it for the good and actually help people. Because they'll be like, there's no way you can tell stuff about people through their phone and social media. Like, bull crap. They are all connected. How come I search something on Amazon and go to Facebook and then it's right there what I searched? I'm not looking for that. I'm on Facebook right now. So I know they are all up in everything in all of our business, and so they might as well use it for good.
Yes. Yes. It's amazing how much you can tell from technology. Just the average person alone doesn't realize that every device that you have that connects to the internet has a specialized IP address, or some people call it like a personalized PIN that goes directly to that device. That's why if someone steals your iPhone and tries to take it to another cellular company to activate it, and they have to activate it because each cell phone has its personalized number, they will see that it's stolen and report it to Apple, and you can go to jail.
Good.
A good friend told me that technology is updated at least every 6 months, and I don't think folks realize how advanced technology has become. It is 2017, so it's different from 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. But I did have a good friend tell me that, technology advances at least every 6 months, even on products that we don't even know about, that hasn't even came to our market yet, so it's amazing.
Yeah. I think some stuff has been out for a long time before it actually gets to us. Like they've tested it out in other markets and they know about it, and then it comes out to us when it seems new to us, but really to them it's like a older product. You know what I mean?
Right. Especially I know with I have some friends that currently live in Japan, and they have so much technology over there that's way ahead of us. Like they're at least 5-10 years ahead of us as far as technology. I mean, Japan even has hotels that are like pods now that you actually get into the wall, and it's sort of kind of weird, It kind of reminds me of one of those cemeteries that, you can buy a place in the wall for the body. I don't know. I could never sleep in a hotel like that. But they actually have like pods in the wall that you can sleep in. Because, Japan's overpopulated, so that could be another reason for that. But they're just so far advanced in technology that it's funny when some of my friends come home, they're like, oh, we've had that, or we've been done that, or I'm just like, oh, just a little behind over here, I guess.
Yeah.
That's so true.
We'll get there eventually. But I'm glad that, like I said, that they're going to be following us anyways, which they are, then just use it for our benefit and to actually help people.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. I'm glad to see cases that are actually being proven where technology has benefited, society. Because all you hear in the news is, and especially the fake news, is how what are they called? The conspiracy theorists, I guess. There are some that are true, but there's some that's really wacky. But about technology and how it's changing for the worse, and I mean it's like a yin and a yang. There's a good and a bad. Even good things come with bad things. Bad things sometimes come with good things. So it all has to be kind of even in the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, do you guys have any final thoughts on this topic, or you want to go into your topic, JIT?
I would just say don't let the technology fool you. You know? Don't let it fool you.
Exactly. Yes, I agree with Jit. And my final words, I guess, is don't think that you can outsmart technology, because they have already thought about everything you're thinking about. So,
yeah, exactly. If you're thinking about hurting somebody and stealing something, please go get some help. Please just go get some help. Okay. If you want to steal or lie or hurt someone, just go get some help beforehand. Mm-hmm. Don't wait until you don't all try to manifest and do the things. Get some help today. Okay? All right.
Absolutely.
Sometimes asking happens sometimes faster than plotting and actually stealing it. So just ask.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
If you need something, just ask.
Yeah.
Exactly. Either yes or no.
Exactly.
What's up?
But I'll let Jit go into the second topic. I'm going to save my funny third topic to wrap the segment up, because I think all of us could take a laugh.
Cool, ladies. So, guys, I was having a conversation with my son maybe about a week ago. He's 19. He'll be 20 this year. I'm not trying to reveal my age. You know, got a good head on the shoulder. Got a little girlfriend and stuff like that. And, you know, he was like, Dad, I think I'm in love. You know, and we had a big debate about what is love. You know me. You don't know what love is. You're too young, whatever the case may be. And I walked away from the conversation feeling like, not necessarily saying that I judged him, but I didn't probably listen as much as I could have, because everybody has their own definition of love, you know. So that's the topic that I want to bring to the table. What's your definition of love? And I say, for me, you know, love is many things. Love can be blind. Love can hurt you. Love can be happy. You know, it's so many entities when it comes to love. But if I had to give a good definition, it has to come from self-love, because you can't love nobody else if you ain't got love for your own self. You understand what I'm saying? But it came from that topic, talking to him, and, you know, I kind of realized, you know, everybody loves who they love on their own timetable. You know, we may not agree with it, and we may have a difference of opinion about it, you know, but I think everybody has their own individual way of thinking what love means. So I want to know from y'all ladies, what does it mean to you? What's your definition of love?
I'll let you go first, Christina.
You know, I feel like there's certain types of love for different instances. There's the kind of love that you get, you know, reprimand your children with, and there's the kind of love that you have for friends, the kind of love that you have for your spouse, the kind of love that you have for yourself. Hopefully that is very loving, because I know a lot of people that don't love themselves. Got to do better, guys. But I feel like there's different types of love. But one thing that I've always found to be true is actions speak louder than words. So I would, especially I know my personal relationship, that's something that weighs really heavy. And a lot of people are like, you guys don't tell each other you love each other enough. Like, we don't have to, because we show it. And I would rather see it than hear it, because I know from just past experiences in relationships where I've had men tell me that they love me, they were cheating and everything else in the book, but they were never showing it. So I would much rather see it than actually hear it. I feel like that's just something that I would prefer to see than hear. But there's just, I don't know, there's so many different types. And along with love comes other emotions. You know, there's the sadness, and then the happiness, and then the anxiety, and everything else that's tied into it. But when you truly love someone, you know, those other emotions and things don't matter most of the time. But in some instances, I feel like there's also toxic love out there as well. You know, the kind of love where people become obsessive or codependent, or whatever else, where it can get really, really toxic. And I feel like that's when it's moving away from love. It's moving more into obsessiveness. So That's a hard question, JIT. This is a good topic.
It is. And it makes you think. It makes you really think. It makes you think of your own definition. Because, I mean, here he is, 19 years old, and I kept asking the young lady, I was like, you sure you like him? You know, because you've known him for about maybe 6 months. I've known him his whole life, you know, but I did walk away feeling like, you know what, he has his own expression and definition of love, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like love is just it's a deep appreciation for a person. It's a deep respect and a deep appreciation and an understanding of who that person is, and you fully accepting that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and it starts with you first,
it.
self-love.
Yes,
self-love.
It does. Because a lot of times you have opinions and these alternate realities going on in your head, and that's not actually what's going on. And that's where you have to come in with the self-love first, because if you don't love yourself and you have all these insecurities, you're going to bring that to whoever you think you love, whether it's your children, not trusting your children, your spouse, friends, coworkers, whoever. You know, it starts with you. And a lot of times the people that wind up in situations, it's because they draw that situation to them. So not saying everyone's to blame for everything that happens to them, but just be conscious, because if you know who you are and you love yourself, then you know how much you can handle and you know what not to handle. So,
well said. Well said.
I definitely think that my views of love and my perspective has definitely changed over the years. Like what I thought was love and what I would be attracted to growing up, and even in middle school and high school, is definitely, and even in my early 20s, is not the same as what I think today. You know what I mean? So I do feel like it's possible for people's perception and views of love to evolve. You know, I would say probably up until maybe even the past 5 years, and even maybe the past year of my life, you know, I would say that I've started to really discover what I feel that love means to me. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the other stuff, like I don't think that, obviously, yes, it's not going to be all roses and easy all the time, but I don't think that love brings insecurity. It doesn't bring jealousy. It doesn't bring trying to fix people and all those kind of things. You know what I mean? It's like, I think that love is free. And I honestly don't think that true love is blind in any kind of love, you know what I mean? Because you can be able to truly see someone for who they are, what they're struggling with, but still see the best in them. But I think, like, when you see it as being blind, or when you're feeling insecure and jealous, that it's a reflection of what, not only what we're feeling within, but just a distorted view of what we think love is, you know what I mean? And I do think people throw that word around very loosely nowadays, you know what I mean? And obviously there's different ways of what you mean love. Like, yes, you can love food, of course. People say, I love this, I love that. But I think when they're talking to people, you know, in a relationship, it's like people tend to throw that around, like they just use it as if like, oh, I love you, I this. And you're like, well, what does that mean when you say you love me? It's not, it's obviously, yes, it is a feeling, but it's not only a feeling. It's also a belief. It's also, you know, it's also a choice. You know what I mean? It's also a thought. It's more than that. So I think it definitely is, like Christina was saying, it's definitely a good question and a very expansive, dynamic answer.
It is. It is.
Yeah. We'd love for our listeners, too, to let us know what you think that love is. And it's funny because I think we might have time to bring this quick topic in I wanted to share before we do Christina's funny topic. But I want to know, do you guys think it's possible? Do you guys think it's possible to be, like, do you think that friends with benefits is possible? I want to know what your thoughts are on that, and then we'll go into Christina's topic, last topic.
Friends with benefits.
I think that it all depends on the person's mentality, or the mentality maybe at that time. Because I personally know people that don't attach feelings to pleasure, and then I know people that do attach feelings to pleasure. So it kind of all depends on the person. And as anyone knows, the more you're around people, you either don't like them or you like them.
You like them, yep, exactly.
So, I mean, if this is a friend for a long time with benefits, someone's going to develop feelings. One of the parties will.
One
eventually.
person, Yep.
Yes, someone will. And this is just from seeing experiences within my male friends and female friends. But I think it all just depends on the mentality and how long it goes on, because like I said, you know, the longer you're around somebody, you either start to like them or you don't like them. So
and that's just period. That's period.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree with what Christina said strongly, just because she said at some point, one party or the other, somebody's going to catch some feelings. And, you know, I'm going to just put it out there plain and just say, you know, sometimes that can be a recipe for disaster. Let's just keep it real.
Yes.
You know, so when she said it's all about the mentality, she's absolutely right. You know, I can't give you no better answer.
I definitely don't. I don't think it's possible to be friends with benefits, because I feel like they'll say friends. It's really just like saying they mess around, that they are physically involved, but they're not in a romantic relationship. You know what I mean? Or quote unquote, like they're emotionally attached. But I don't think it's possible, because even though people think that they're detaching, I feel like because we are emotional, mental, spiritual beings, they may think to themselves or trick themselves and say that they're not emotionally attaching or feeling something for that person, but there's going to be something, I think, that's going to manifest or that's going to carry on with them from that person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's just like, oh, you know, I can just do this and it doesn't matter. I don't feel it. I don't see it. It's like you're lying to yourself, because we are emotional beings. It's just they may be able to hide it very well or not show it or express it, you know, better, quote unquote, better than others do. But I always think it's funny because that people think that that's possible nowadays. They be calling it like situations and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to get into none of that messy stuff.
Situationship. I think that's what they call it. Situationship.
Yes, that is a situationship.
I'm like, that's like the quickest way to lose a friendship.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
yes. It is, especially when people typically are friends with benefits. That typically means they're not together, which means technically they're in an open relationship sexually, which means one or both parties could be having, you know, relations with someone else. And then that's when the ball gets rolling of, oh, well, what about me? What about me? Yeah. And then that gets the ball rolling. Well, do I like you? Do you like me? That's when it turns into, like Jit said, you know, you Sade, that is a situationship. Yeah. I mean, I
strongly advise against it.
I strongly advise against it. Oh, say that again?
I say I strongly advise against it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it to nobody.
Exactly, because I think that people actually use that as a way to not get emotionally attached, so they think they won't get hurt. But it's like you can only fool yourself for so long. You know, we all have feelings, we all care, and we all are sensitive people. And, yes, people can bury it down as much as they want to, but when they go to sleep at night, when they are by themselves, when something triggers it, it's going to come up.
Most definitely. I agree. I agree. And, Sade, that's good that you brought this up right after Jit's topic, because a lot of people confuse relations with relationships. So
preach it.
It's good to know the difference.
Preach it. Well, that's because I think a lot of people confuse intimacy with just being physical with someone, but they don't realize intimacy actually goes way deeper than the physical. It goes into the spirit, mind, and emotions of a person. That's why you can have people who've been sleeping next to each other, or even if you take it on a non-physical way, and they could have been family for years, but they don't know the person. But then there's somebody who they may have, you know, not have been physically intimate with, but that person knows them way better than someone who they could have laid through their whole life. So,
absolutely
true.
That is deep.
All right, Christina, what's our final topic you have for us tonight?
Oh, yes. Okay. So I was trying to really sit there and decide what the funny topic was, and being that I just actually came back from vacation from Florida with my grandparents and some other family members, it reminded me of a story I'd like to share first, and then that's how I got into the topic. So our last maybe 3 vacations ago, it was several years ago, probably 2008, I believe, and we took a family vacation. It was my grandparents, my sister, and my cousin, and we decided to take a family cruise for Christmas, and we would stop, I think, at 6 or 7 islands in the Caribbean. Well, one of the islands we stopped at was Antigua. Beautiful island, the Batons. It was so beautiful. my grandfather was like, we all should go to the beach. So we were like, yeah, we should go to the beach. So we looked at a map. We didn't want to do the touristy thing. So he looked at a map and he just picked out a beach. But as someone who likes to read about every place I go, I learned there was like 208 beaches that were nude beaches there. And I was laughing because I was like, watch him pick a nude beach and not know. So, and this is my grandfather, by the way. So we get in the taxi cab and we get to the beach and roll out our mats and finally take a look around. Lo and behold, it looked like a senior citizen nude beach. My grandfather was so embarrassed that he like sunk into his golf magazine, and my grandmother was like looking around like a bird. She just looked like, what is this place?
I don't blame
her. I'm sitting there laughing because me personally, I don't take nudity seriously. So I'm just laughing. My sister's laughing. My cousin's eyeballs looked like it was about to pop out her head because we were there with our grandparents. And I'm just like, this looks all bad. Just really bad, really bad. So that's how I figured out the topic I wanted to talk about tonight, which was nude beaches for senior citizens.
Well, I'll tell you what, I can't get the visual out of my head. I cannot get the visual out of my head. I feel like I was with your people at the beach that day, you know. Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. It was really funny. And, you know, for a long time I thought, like, how come it was just, you know, most of the time when you're younger and you think about nude beaches, you think about, like, really hot people, like Baywatch running on the beach, like hot bodies, look like, you know, bodybuilder competitions and swimsuit models. No, that is not what a nude beach looks like. I'm sorry to tell everyone that. That is not what it looks like. Actually, most of the nude beaches are actually full of senior citizens. And I think that's because once you get to that point in your life, you honestly just don't care anymore. You just want to just lay on the beach and not have to worry about your bathing suit and not have to worry about grooming. I don't know what it is, but yes. Oh my. Oh my.
You won't find me there. That's for sure. You will not find me there.
Yeah, you know.
And to be honest, I'm not into nude beaches, period, because I just will feel uncomfortable. Like, we all just going to be around here, like we don't recognize everybody's naked.
Yeah, I
am
can't
so
do
cool
it.
on that.
Yeah.
I'm so cool on that.
I'm with you on that.
It was honestly like one of the most funniest things I've ever experienced. And there's been a couple of other times, especially when I've traveled out of the country, you know, where people are topless, or like there's a sign that says clothing optional. And most of the people that were there are senior citizens. So I just want to tell everybody that's never been to a nude beach or that's planning to go that more than likely the people that you think you're going to see there are not going to be there. It's going to be senior citizens and maybe a few other curious people that may be younger, because I feel some people are curious and just want to go even though they don't get nude themselves.
You would definitely have to go to, I feel like you probably have to go to Miami or like certain parts of Miami, and then also maybe Brazil, and people will see whatever they're looking to see. But like you said, majority of them is going to be, you know, senior citizens.
Yes, heavily. And I didn't realize how many clothing optional beaches are actually here in California. And, you know, I got on Google and I was Googling it. Of course, they didn't have any in LA County. But if you went south more towards San Diego, they had like Black's Beach. Black's Beach was one of them that actually is a popular one amongst some of the younger people. So you might find some other younger people there. But more than likely, it's still going to be some senior citizens. And then I found a couple.
You should send me the list, Christina, so that way I can know which ones not to go to.
To stay from?
Let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, just let me know all the clothes.
I could do that.
People wear clothes and swimsuits.
Actually, I will post that right now for everyone that's listening into Sade's latest post about tuning in. That way you know which ones to go to or not to go to. So I keep that in mind. But most of the ones here in the U.S. that you might actually run into are in California, and there's some in Florida more towards Tampa. And Tampa actually has resorts for senior citizens that's clothing optional anywhere. So you can stay at this all-inclusive resort, and it's just clothing optional. I mean, whether you eat, go to their dance club, like whatever. But I don't know.
Wow, that was.
But everyone knows they have that one grandparent or one family member that's older and lets it flow at the mouth. So you can only imagine what they do when they get home.
Yeah.
So exactly. And I can imagine, like, and then people with their cameras nowadays, too, no way. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even like doing all kinds of other crazy stuff, like, you know, because you just think to yourself already, well, first, it's just not who I am, but also with cameras and stuff everywhere and people recording everything, they can take the simplest thing and make you look a hot mess. And everybody let you live it down. So you got to make sure you're ready for everybody to see it.
Oh, my. OMG. You know what? You have me really thinking now, because especially with the telephones now, you never know. Just like the case that a couple months ago, she was a playmate and also a beauty pageant queen, and she happened to be in the gym in the fitting room recording an older woman that was naked, getting dressed, making fun of her body. You really never know. You never know who's watching. You never know who's
watching. And they roasted her behind. Yeah. They roasted her behind too, rightfully so.
They stripped her of all her titles, and she got charged. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, Invasion of privacy.
So so do you guys have any final thoughts as we wrap up your last What's Going On segment of the season? Sad face.
Oh, man. Well, I have to share that if something extra juicy does come up, or something really funny that I have to share in light of, well, I would say, Sade, most of your shows are more inspiring than depressing. It's more of my serious topics that I bring into it.
Absolutely.
But if something juicy, I would love to come back, and I'd like to invite JIT for an episode if something juicy does come up. But to wrap it up, I just want to thank you, JIT, for joining me. I want to thank Sade for inviting me back for this season, for the couple shows before I have the baby. And I'm happy to be sharing. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be sharing these crazy topics with everybody. And I'm also happy that this season we were able to give, some of the other hosts, JIT, and last week, Nathan, we were able to bring in some of their hot topics. So it makes it more interesting. It feels like more of a panel instead of a dictatorship. So
yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely. Well, you're not a dictator. Since it was your segment, I'm like, you can choose the topics, but I just decided this time, I was like, we got extra time, so they can choose the topic too.
Yes.
What about you, JIT? Any final thoughts that you have before we end our What's Going On segment for
I'm going to go back to the senior citizen nude beach. I know our seniors, y'all love your bingo, and some of them love the nude beach, but I feel like, can y'all get us a sign, a really big sign letting us know that it's a nude beach so we don't accidentally walk up in there? So that's how I feel about that last topic. And once again, Ms. Christina Renee, I appreciate you for always inviting me again. Congratulations on the new baby.
Thank
Sade,
you.
I'm loving you, sis. Season 3 of the Sade Champagne Show, which is awesome. So I'm here anytime you need me. I enjoy this show. So salute to both of you ladies. And check me out on GrindHard Radio.
On Tuesdays and Thursdays at what time, JIT?
From 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Boom. They're your late night entertainment that you need.
Yes, it is.
That you can listen to with all the other grown folks in the house.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. JIT will be back on with us sometime this season, and then Christina will be back in and out when juicy things happen. So you guys enjoy the rest of our night, and we're going to continue on with the show.
Our next song of the night is Jamie Foxx featuring Justin Timberlake and T.I. with Winner. Keep listening to the Sade Champagne Show on GrindHard Radio.
The Living with Fearless Joy segment on the Sade Champagne Radio Show features Rick and Melissa Wood. who run a ministry called Fearless Joy Ministries. Rick and Melissa have a passion to see people free from religion, free from fear, and living lives full of freedom and full of joy. Melissa has authored a book titled Eliminating Fear, How Removing the Fear of God Leads to Removing Fear in Life. If you would like to book Rick and Melissa for any speaking engagements, conferences, or to talk about eliminating fear, you can reach them at the website eliminatingfear.com. Just make sure to go to the Contact Us page where you can get more information and you can communicate with them personally.
You can find Melissa at Melissa Joy Wood at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and you can find Rick at Rick C. Wood at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And right here on GrindHard Radio on the Sade Champagne Show.
Welcome back to episode 37 of the Sade Champagne Show on GrindHard Radio. Earlier this month, I was invited to attend World of Dance and had a spectacular time. As many of you know, I started back dancing exactly a year ago, and I've never turned back. I feel healthier, stronger, and happier than ever before, and I love this art form even more than when I was younger. I enjoy myself and dance much more. So when I had the opportunity to attend World of Dance Los Angeles, I knew that I had to go and get some behind-the-scenes interviews with some of the celebrities in attendance. What an inspirational, encouraging, motivating, and jam-packed event. Listen in to my exclusive interviews with RENGI, Pink Lemonade, Young Sir, Chris KERR, and top 5 finalists from So You Think You Can Dance, The Next Generation, Tahani Anderson.
Hi, this is Sade Champagne here at World of Dance 2017 at Pomona, Fairfax. I'm here with RENGI. She's a phenomenal freestyle dancer and performer, one of our celebrity guests. How are you doing today, RENGI?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So I have a couple questions for you today. First, what are you working on and what can people expect from you in the near future?
I'm just, in the come up still, still trying to do things, but I'm mostly performing more with World of Dance. They found me in this past summer, and it's just been a phenomenal ride. This was my dream to perform on the stage, and it took me about 4 years, and I set that goal in 8th grade, and it was great. So basically continuing stuff with World of Dance and just anything that just comes my way.
Awesome. And then what are some words of encouragement that you would give to kids and teens who are being bullied and who feel like giving up on life and they're very discouraged?
So I was bullied for about almost 7 years in school, ever since middle school, me and my twin sister.
Wow.
And dance, anything you love to do, just do it, and if people hate you, let them hate you, because honestly, when you grow up in life, I've learned a lesson. I look back at middle school and I'm like, why did I let this happen to me? You know what I mean? It's not worth it. It brings you down. Just think of it as a positive outlook. Make you a better person. Make that hate make you better. Make them not think that it's hurting you. And I think that's the best advice that I gave myself, and it worked. And now I'm performing with World of Dance, and these kids are in my class, and they're saying congrats to me, and they just know. So honestly, they're just haters, but they're just jealous of what you have. So it's nothing you should worry about.
Awesome. And then last question is, what are some words of wisdom you would give to an up-and-coming dancer or someone who has a big dream, but they're feeling afraid to try or afraid of failure?
Put yourself out there. If you have I go by the quote by Walt Disney, and it goes, our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. If you have to, before you want to do anything, singing, dancing, any type of acting or anything, you have to believe in yourself and have confidence. Because if you don't have confidence, then the audience won't be able to get that vibe that they love it too as well. So you want to make sure you love yourself first, find who you are, find your talent, and just put yourself out there, because I was afraid to put myself out there, and I just did it when I was a junior, so a year ago.
Wow.
And I went like this on the internet, and it's because I have respect for myself, I have confidence, and it took me a while, but I got there. So just have confidence in yourself. It's the biggest key. That's what I have to say.
Awesome. Thank you so much to RENGI. Make sure you look her up, Maria RENGI, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and look her up on YouTube and support her work. She's at World of Dance right now, and I know she's going to give an amazing performance. Thank you. I'm here with the beautiful ladies of Pink Lemonade at World of Dance 2017 in Pomona. How are you ladies doing today?
We are awesome. The crowd was absolutely amazing here at WAD, and we love everything about it.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here.
Wonderful. And so how did you ladies become a group?
I was in a previous girl group, and me and my mom really loved the idea of it, so we decided to start one of our own, and then we found our wonderful manager, Gigi, and we started from there.
Awesome. And so what have been some of your highlights so far at the start of your group with your performances?
Definitely Muser Movement in New York, VidCon, upcoming is Playlist, and VidCon again this summer.
Okay.
Obviously WAD today, which was super fun.
And we've also done Urban Street Jam.
Yep.
Okay, great. And then I'd like for you all to express, because I'm sure with you being a girl group and also being on social media, what are some words of encouragement that you would give to other kids and teens who are being bullied and who feel like giving up on themselves and giving up on life? What are some words of encouragement you would give to them?
Personally, I think stopping listening to what other people think about you, because it doesn't matter, and they're too busy judging themselves to judge you, and that's something we all forget. So.
And always listen to your heart.
That's good.
Awesome. Any other comments?
I would say keep pushing. There are always going to be ups and downs in your life, and no matter what, you just need to keep fighting for what you want and what you believe in. So just say that if somebody was bullying me, I would try to stand up to them as much as I could. I wouldn't want them to break me down. So just keep pushing.
What would you say to up-and-coming artists, performers who are wanting to go after their dream, but they're struggling with fear, they're struggling with, the fear of rejection, they're lacking confidence? What are some words of wisdom you would give to them?
Stay humble, stay focused, stay encouraging.
That is the main thing, definitely.
Practice. It doesn't just come to you. You have to work for it, so work for it.
Awesome. Wonderful. And then my last question is, what do you ladies have coming up? And I'm sure you can tie that in with your social media as well, so that way people can stay locked into your career and your dreams.
As I said, we have Playlist Live coming up and VidCon, and also we have been in the studio recording a new EP that should be coming out really soon. So guys, stay tuned. Follow all of our social medias at Pink Lem Music or Official Pink Lemonade. That's Pink with the Y, to see what we're up to.
Wonderful. Thank you so much to the beautiful girls of Pink Lemonade. I'm here with my good friend, Young Sir. How you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. We are at World of Dance 2017. So what were you doing here today? I know you're a wonderful performer, dancer, musical artist.
Yeah, today actually I had a kids crew, and they performed in the youth division. They did really well. They didn't place, but it was a really good time, and they had a really good experience, so it was fun.
Thank you, Young Sir. And so what are you up to these days with your music career and your performing?
But right now I'm working on my new music, and I'm actually about to go on tour next month, actually, to Asia for like 3 months.
Wow.
And then, just pushing my music and, traveling and teaching and doing that stuff, still teaching at Debbie Reynolds.
Wonderful. And so for any kids and teens that are being bullied, what are some words of encouragement that you would give to them in order to not give up on themselves and to, to just keep going?
Well, for me, I feel like, if anyone has confidence in themselves and what they do or what they're great in, they can pull from that, and that'll give you confidence in anything. If you just take it one day at a time and use what you know is special to you in a great way, and that will, I feel like, push you towards the light, and no one will bother you.
Right, Exactly.
Yeah.
And then lastly, what are some words of wisdom that you would give to up-and-coming dancers, performers, people that want to be living their dreams full-time like what you're doing, especially if they struggle with fear of failure and, like you said, lacking confidence?
Well, the thing is, there's no such thing as failure. If you keep going and being consistent, if you can never fail. You just have to keep at it. And then when you, at one point, you just get great and you just consistently keep going, and it happens. And, it's about the process. And when you understand the word process, then you should be great, because you start at the bottom and you work your way up.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Young Sir. And lastly, let everyone know how they can stay updated with your career, your music, your classes, everything that you've got going on your social media.
For sure. You can hit me up at Sir C, that's me, because that's my AKA, Sir C, Sir Charles, and everything else is like Young Sir Music or Young Sir.
I'm here with Chris KERR at World of Dance 2017. How are you doing, Chris?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So what has been your favorite part of today so far?
So far, there's so much energy in the room, so much new people who are, just seeing dance for like the first time, and it's really cool.
And so what are some words of encouragement that you would give to kids and teens who are being bullied and who are struggling with wanting to give up because they just feel so attacked in that area?
I've experienced this a lot myself, and what I always encourage is just believe yourself, believe in yourself. I remember my parents didn't believe me at first, and there's a lot of friends who kind of in the back, oh, I hope you do good, but not really.
Right.
So, yeah, I just keep pushing myself. Next thing you know, I'm performing at WAD. That's crazy.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah, so that's the number one thing.
Awesome. My last two questions. First one is, what words of wisdom would you give to up-and-coming dancers, performers, models who want to do what you're doing, but, they're afraid of rejection, they're lacking confidence? What are some words of wisdom you would give them?
All I can say is that you'll never know unless you try it. So, and also another thing that I learned is that successful people, you'll always have haters. So technically, if you're successful and you don't have any haters, that's a little bit odd.
Right.
So you always just want to keep in mind that there will be people out there who will judge you, but then there will be people who will support you as well.
Thank you so much for that. And then my last question is, what do you have coming up, and how can people stay in touch with you on social media so they can support whatever you're doing?
Right now I have coming up, I might have booked a tour. I'm not sure. I'm waiting for the confirmation.
Fingers crossed. We're hoping
fingers
that for him.
crossed. And then possibly being flown out to Montana to go teach.
Wow.
Sometime this year. And then just to reach me on Instagram, it is CHRISKERR_RIO.
So thank you so much for your time, Chris, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at World of Dance.
You too. Thank you.
And I'm here with the amazing TAHANI from So You Think You Can Dance. And so how are you doing today, sweetheart?
I'm doing pretty well. I just performed and I did my meet and greet, so I'm really excited and I'm ready to see all the other performances.
Awesome. She is one of the most phenomenal performers and entertainers I've ever had the chance to watch on TV, and I can't wait to see her live again. And so what are you up to these days?
Well, these days I'm up to just auditioning. There's a bunch of different casts, so I'm working on some stuff. Some stuff I have to keep undercover. So if you follow my Instagram, then you'll know, you'll keep up with me, and I'm going to start doing a lot more YouTube. So I'm really excited for that.
Awesome. And so I would like to know, for any kids or teens that are being bullied, what are some words of encouragement that you would have for them in order to not give up on their lives, in order to keep going?
For kids who are being bullied, I really hate to hear that because it's really not fair, because the bully is just somebody else who's going through pain, and I believe that they shouldn't take it out on other kids because they could be so just generous and kind. So just ignore them. Either ignore them or stand up to them, because that's the best thing to do, because don't let them get into your head, or don't let them, just be you, and don't be afraid of letting go. And by letting go, I mean don't be afraid of just telling them, like, excuse me, I'm me, and I'm not going to let you tear me down. Just, there's so much more to life, and you're, like, some people are just so young, and to get bullied, it's something that I hate, either cyberbullying or whatever, but it's just horrible. And I really hope they're strong enough, and I really hope that I inspire them to just to look on the brighter side of things.
Right. That's amazing. And then lastly, what are some words of wisdom you would give to up-and-coming dancers or anyone with a dream, especially if they're afraid of failure, or, you know, they're lacking confidence?
Right. So a lot of people are very scared of failure, and that's not something to be afraid of, because life, you have a lot of failure in life, but between that failure, what makes failure is being able to win, and that's the great part, because if you failed, then if you try a couple times, then you'll win eventually.
Right.
And you just have to wait and be patient, because everybody has their own lane, everybody has their own path. Do not ever compare yourself to somebody else. You compare yourself to how you were yesterday, because if you compare yourself to somebody else, then what are you doing? You're trying to step on their path when you have your own amazing path. So just be you, and don't step on anybody's toes. Do the best you can be, and be the best you can be. Otherwise, what are you doing it for?
Wonderful. Thank you so much, TAHANI, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here at World of Dance.
Thank you so much for having me.
Our next song of the night is Trevin Hunt with Rise. You're listening to episode 37 of the Sade Champagne Show on GrindHard Radio. When I'm looking for a yummy and tasty dessert treat, I turn to Mighty Bites Cupcakes and Catering. Andrea catered for my birthday party last year, and her cupcakes were a big hit. What I love most about these tiny cupcakes is how fluffy and moist they are, melting in my mouth with every bite. She has many flavors to choose from so that every kind of taste bud can be satisfied. Mighty Bites specialties include custom catering, drop-off meals, personal event and meal planning, cupcakes, cookies, pie pops, and other specialty desserts. Andrea says, if you're hungry, I'll feed you. Call 805-216-9444. Once again, that's 805-216-9444 to place your order. Her website is mightybites.vpweb.com. You can also email mightybitescupcakes@gmail.com. Once again, that's mightybitescupcakes@gmail.com to place your order. Or Facebook, Mighty Bites Cupcakes. She is located at 1401 Tower Square in Ventura, California, and services all of Ventura County.
This is Veronica Esquivel-Winters from the Wellness Made Simple segment, and thank you for listening to the Sade Champagne Show on GrindHard Radio.
Welcome back to the Sade Champagne Show on GrindHard Radio. Next up, we have our Say What segment. This is where I feature clips from some of my favorite inspirational speakers. These are spiritual and grace-based clips that reflect my faith and what I believe. These speakers have all brought great hope, encouragement, empowerment, and healing to my life and thousands of other people all around the world. Tonight we have God is Everywhere from Greg Henry. Hashtag Say What to join in the conversation.
You know, last week I talked about Master P on Easter, and, you know, people were thinking, how are you talking about Master P on Easter and mystical and all that? And they're kind of like, what is that guy talking about? And just so, you know, not everybody's from New Orleans, but, you know, Master P and mystical and probably some other people in that song make them say, na 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 na. That's the song we were quoting. And, you know, Master P and mystical grew up in one of the worst projects in the entire world and one of the worst projects in New Orleans. And the mortality rate for a male in that project was like 50%, that you'd be dead by the time you're 18 if you're a male. And so they came up with this group called No Limit Soldiers, right? And make them say, na 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 na, was about how that project wasn't going to take them out, but they were going to rise above the project. And I couldn't spit out the exact quote, but afterwards I went and posted on Facebook. But at the end of the song, Mystical comes on, and he starts talking about how we true soldiers, we don't die, we keep rolling, na 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 na. And that's what I was trying to spit out, you see. And what we don't realize is that's the spirit of the Son that could even cause a person to think that. And so I went on Facebook and I said, Jesus, the original no-limit soldier, he don't die, he keeps rolling, na 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 na. And it was Easter, right? And so the only reason why a person could even feel like, man, I can conquer death is because Jesus first come and conquered death. Right? He's the original no-limit soldier. He's the original one that come and said, this world can't take me out, but the life I have is going to overcome and conquer this world. Glory to God. You see, and that's shocking for, like, religiosity or the church world, because they think you can only find God in Christian music. And you can find God in Christian music too, but, man, you can find God everywhere, man, if you have eyes to see God. Right? God is everywhere. The visible things declare the invisible things of God. And maybe those guys don't even know why they're saying it or what heart they're saying it from. Maybe they do. I don't know. But all I know is when a guy says, man, we true soldiers, we don't die, we keep rolling, na 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 na, I feel the spirit of the Son in me rising up. And I feel, man, that's what Jesus would even say.
Thank you to everyone who tuned in tonight to episode 37 of the Sade Champagne Show on GrindHard Radio. Thank you for downloading, subscribing, and sharing my radio show. Next week, our celebrity guest includes award-winning and critically acclaimed musical artist, performer, and actor Dalton Sear, who has been seen in Pretty Little Liars and has millions of views on YouTube. We also have a new Mind Right, Game Tight segment with castmate Michelle Morgan, Harry Situation segment with castmates Ebony and Erica from Tulala One on YouTube, and Sharing Your Story segment with castmate Ayakunle Falama. Thanks to GrindHard Radio for the opportunity to create my own radio show. Thanks to Travis Miller for creating and producing my theme song, and to Scott Swish for mixing the song. Thanks to Kata Mafiaso for helping me to create our new radio drop. Thanks to my celebrity guests, Stikks, RENGI, Pink, Lemonade, Young Sir, Chris Carrillo, and Tahani Anderson. Thanks to my special guests, JIT Chronicles and castmate Christina Renee. Our final song of the night is my brand new cover single that is available as a free MP3 download on my SoundCloud or Facebook music page. Here is my Hallelujah cover that was recorded in the studio recently with my music producers, The Quakes, whom you can also hear in the harmonies and background vocals. I'm Sade Champagne, and thanks for listening to my radio show. I am super grateful for your support, and I don't ever take it for granted. We'll see you next Wednesday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time, right here on GrindHard Radio.
I love you, Lord, with all my heart, giving me a brand new start. feels like this, the fourth, the fifth, minor fall, the major lift. My heart and soul are praising, hallelujah, 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 I know that you're the God above. You're filling me with grace and love. I just want to say thank you to you. You pulled me from the miry clay, giving me a brand new day. Now all that I can say is hallelujah, 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 my best, it wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I told the truth, I didn't come for you. And even if it all goes wrong, I'll stand before the Lord of song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah.
Where dreamers dream, where dreams come true. There's no limit to what we can do. Turning no's to yes, leaving doubt behind, releasing the stress. We were born to shine.